So if you follow my videos recently, you know that I love the Sleeps sequencer from Aleph Beats. I already made a full video about it, but it got an update now that can make sequences even more beautiful by letting each note fade out fully, just like the effect you might get by holding the sustain pedal on a piano. So here I have an 8-step sequence. I'm mixing two VCOs. This is going through a filter, a VCA, an envelope, and I have the modulation sequence from Sleeps modulating the filter. Right, it will sound like this. Right, and you can clearly hear that with each new step, the previous step cuts off, even though I have quite a long release here on the envelope. Right, but now with this update we can set Sleeps to output polyphonic sequences that switch between voices, giving a dedicated channel for each voice so the sound can decay fully. So for example, if I set here polyphony of 4 in the right-click menu, I can go to channels and set 4 channels or 4 voices of polyphony. Right, you can see here on the VCA that the voices alternate between one another. Right, we have now 4 voices and each step will get its own voice from these 4 voices. Right, and each voice will play the envelope fully, taking advantage of the long release, just like on a piano. Right, now I have here again 8 steps, so I can actually also set this to 8 channels of polyphony. Right, so now we get 1 voice per step. You can see this again here on the VCA. Right, but this doesn't end there because I can also set the modulation sequence to be polyphonic. Right, so in this case the filter will also change per voice. Again in the right-click menu, if I activate poly mode output, now the polyphonic output, the modulation output, is polyphonic. So now each voice gets its own filter. Right, so we get a voice per step with its own modulation. Right, this is something to keep in mind. You will need to use polyphonic modules for this to work. For now, I will add some delay to this. I have here the delay from Surge. Right, and this means also that we can utilize this polyphony for creating something like round robins. Right, I have here 3 voices. I have here the FM operator, Pellet going through Clouds or Nimbus from Surge XT, and Dark Energy going through some delay. Right, and I'm splitting the polyphonic signals between them. Once I'm splitting the pitch, once the gates, and once the polyphonic modulation. Right, so if we listen to this, for example, this will be now just the FM operator. Right, it will play every 3 steps because again I'm using polyphony of 3 channels, splitting them or alternating between the 3 voices, creating a sort of a round robin. With each new step a different voice will play. So if I add, for example, Pellet for this, right, maybe I will make this a bit louder. Right, and then Dark Energy. Right, each step a different voice will play. Right, and still we have just a simple sequence. In this case I have 7 steps. Right, let's listen to this together with the original voice. Right, now this just needs a nice bass. I have here the phrase sequencer sequencing the classic VCO. Right, and that's it. I hope you will take advantage of this new feature. Thank you again for watching. Cheers.